Hello, my name is Nikhil Jha, and today I'll be interviewing Derek Lopez, also known as Bomber Bomboy. So Derek, if you could for the audience just kind of describe the artistic services that you offer and maybe like how you got into them in the first place.
Okay, so what I offer is pretty much creative services, which I do clothing design, graphic design, fashion design, illustration, mixed media art, pretty much branch out into a lot of things. I'm doing a lot of 3D stuff right now too, so like I draw a lot of cartoon characters, so I'm trying to make my characters into 3D objects, and eventually I'd want to make them into toys and whatnot, sculptures, but that's a whole nother thing. But pretty much I do everything. The way I got into doing all this is when I was younger, my dad had this book called The Art of Rock, and I looked in it and it was just a bunch of psychedelic posters from the 70s, 60s. So I was really intrigued with the color, the art. I just liked the whole fucking book. So I was just looking through it and I was like, this shit's sick. And then I go all the way to the back and then it's just a bunch of punk flyers, like 80s era. So I really like that more than the psychedelic flyers. Like I like the color, but the things I liked about the punk flyers were it was a little bit more aggressive and different than the psychedelic shit. That was colorful and more a little bit like, you know, hippie vibe, like colorful and happy, joyful, cheerful, whatever.
Right. I feel like that kind of resonates in like all of like the art that you do is like just like out of the box characters that like have just insane expressions on their faces.
Yeah, I like to like have that more aggressive like side to things, like where you could actually see the expressions and feel the vibe.
Right.
Anyways, the thing I liked about these punk flyers is that they're different and they're aggressive, and that spoke to me. I didn't know anything about the music at the time. I just liked the art. So I started looking all these bands up and I got really into punk music and the local punk scene, and I started wanting to do flyers. So I started making flyers for bands, started making flyers for big shows, or fucking doing logos for like my friends' bands, and I just really got into like doing all that. And then eventually I got into metal, so I started doing a lot of like death metal logos, black metal logos in like high school. So like I was doing all this shit, just doing a lot of flyers, a lot of logos, and people would be like, draw my name in the yearbook like you do, all crazy. And I'd be like, all right. So I'd be the yearbook guy drawing people's names in the fucking yearbook, all death metal and shit, before everyone started doing all that shit on Instagram. Like this was like probably 07, you know, 06,
Right.
07 and 08 and shit.
Right. That's a funny way that you got into it from like you said yearbook pictures or yearbook scribbles that you were making to where like it got blown up to where people were actually like coming to you for commissions. Like
I mean, like people wouldn't commission me, but it would be like, okay, like yearbook day signing would come around, but everyone knew me as a dude that did like crazy drawings or like people's names and shit. So
right.
I would always be down, like someone will want my name like that. So I'd be like, all right, I'll do it, whatever, free of charge, you know.
Yeah.
Back then it was like everything was like friends and shit. So like signing yearbook shit. So fuck it, you know.
If you want to get into detail about like your marketing process on Instagram versus like maybe Twitter and other social media, like how you went about going through that channel.
Yeah. Well, first of all, I quit my job, so I had like hell of a fucking time, right? Like
so that was the first step.
The first step was quitting my job. I had all the time in the fucking world, you know.
And then the second step.
The second step was I saw Lil B. Lil B was like shamelessly just following people, like shamelessly. Lil B was just fucking, I think he was one of the first people to do this shit.
Yeah.
And then I was like, whoa, like I didn't even think about that until I saw him do it. So yeah. Oh, well, by the way, Lil B is a very big inspiration. Like he has that punk rock shit, man. You know, he doesn't give a fuck. He does what he wants. He says what he wants, and he's goofy. He's a character. You know, I love that shit. But anyways, his marketing is what inspired me. So I just started going on people's pages that I thought would be into my shit, and I had like maybe like 4 pictures up of like art pieces that I thought were substantial.
Right.
So I started with that, and then I added people I thought would be into my shit. Some people didn't follow, some did, you know. So I would keep doing that, and the max amount you could follow on Instagram is 7,500. So I would go fucking max out. Sometimes in 3 days, I would max out to 7,500 following with my own fucking hands. No goddamn,
bots.
no fake followers, no fucking bots. Fuck all that. I don't do that shit, man.
No, I can tell just because you knew that number off the top of your head.
No,
so.
yeah, it's just like, that's all. 3 days, 7,500.
I feel like if you ask anybody in this room what the limit is of how many people you can follow, they wouldn't be able to know that.
Dude.
That's only from actually
from actually doing it, dude. I
on your
figured that
own.
out because like there's points where I would be following and then I'd be like, wait, it's not fucking following anymore. And then I looked it up and then I'm like, oh, okay, it stops at that certain rate. So like I would follow all the way up to the max and then I would unfollow. I would have an app that unfollowed anyone that didn't follow me so I could have space to do the same shit again.
Right.
So I kept doing that and eventually I got, this was for my old account before Bomboy account, I got like up to 5K. And this is before Instagram had the stupid ass algorithm. So like my shit was like popping.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, it was doing good, you know, people were hitting me up for art and stuff, so it was chill. And then I decided to switch over to a new page, which was Bomboy, an entirely new Instagram. So I did the same thing on there, but it's funny because the way I started that one, I posted punk flyers, and then I just start following a bunch of punks. And then obviously they're going to be, oh, punk flyers, like old school punk flyers, this page is cool, blah, 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 like that. So like, anyways, I was like, all right, now I'm going to switch it up and delete all this punk shit and start putting up my art and my clothes.
I see. So you use that as a vessel to
Yeah,
get
I used
into
it as
other
a vessel.
things.
I used the punk flyers as a vessel to get people interested. And then after I rebranded, I guess they would call it nowadays.
Right, exactly.
I rebranded, and then I started following art people because I was posting art. And then I got a pretty good response rate. And then I kept doing that. You have to have a lot of time to do this bullshit because
yeah, it's not easy work. It's work that isn't like sexy or like people don't like talk about it. But
yeah,
it's
work
that
people would be
done.
fucking embarrassed to do. But I'll tell you what, it's not embarrassing when it pays off later because people are always like, "That's kind of fucking whack. You did that." I'm like, well, you know what? It's kind of fucking whack that you're still fucking doing your art and not getting paid for it. But what? I'm fucking getting paid for it. So how's that whack? Like I went out and I was hungry and I got my own shit, got my own audience.
It's really easy for
I
someone
worked
to
fucking hard for
criticize.
that. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
no, exactly.
On top of like, I still had to do my art. I still had to make my clothing, but at the same time, I didn't have no PR. I didn't have no secretary.
You were your own PR
I was
and your
my
own
own secretary, my own PR, everything, you know.
And you
I
still
had
are.
to do all that shit, and I still am. I don't have PR.
Nothing's changed
I
in
don't
that
have
way.
secretary.
You're completely self-sufficient.
I do have some friends that help me out, but for the most part, I am self-sufficient. I mean, shout out to my girl Kirsten in China right now with my clothes and shit. Like, she be helping me, you know, like get my shit out there and get the word out there, and it's cool. Like, I have friends that tell people about my shit too and stuff, so that's tight. But for the most part, like right now, it's not even a team. It's just Bomboy is just me, you know, one person, one guy.
It's like a solo entity that obviously like you have collaborations with people and like you have friends that will be involved.
I have
to
friends
a certain
that will
extent.
support and be involved to a certain extent, and yeah, I do have collaborations here and there. I did a collaboration with V-Files, which was pretty okay. I actually didn't like how that collaboration turned out. Sorry, V-Files.
You brought some of your pieces with you.
Yes.
You wanted to take some out and explain like the process. Actually, like fuck the process.
So I recently did these Filas recently.
These are sick.
They're old, like 90s ones. So I just got bored and did that on them. Drew on them. I really like this one. It's like, so this was originally a baseball jersey, but like I just flipped it inside out and then I sewed this together and then I put a button right here, so like when you wear it, you kind of wear it like where it kind of like hugs your neck, like
Oh, I got you.
sideways.
So it goes across.
Yeah, like it goes across, kind of like a motorcycle jacket would go across.
Oh, nice, nice.
And then I stitched like
I
some
love the
pattern
stitching on those.
right here.
Really cool.
Yeah. So this is not finished. Like there needs to be like patches on it and like screen printing graphics on it.
So this is like still in the pipeline.
This is still in the process for sure. But I'm gonna do like a big, like some screen printing on this back area. Some patches probably on the arms. I don't know. There's a lot to be done with this one. But that's the one I started. This one is a funny one. I'm gonna put this one on my Instagram to bid. So I pretty much.
I love this one. You showed this one to me.
Yeah.
Actually, I don't think I've seen it when it's been.
Well, now it's done. I added more shit to it, but. So it's like, put like $3 on this shirt, sewed on the money. Pretty much just put what I was thinking at the time, you know. And yeah, I want to put this one up soon. I like this, but it needs to be photographed in the right way, and I need to iron the shit out of this because it's all wrinkled.
I love the idea of it.
But yeah, this is the money shirt, you know. So that's that.
I have to make a bid. Bid starts at $5.
$4.
$4.
Yeah. So this is a project I'm working on right now called Drunk Businessman. So it's a bunch of like ghetto ass business shirts, like just ones that I don't know, that it's 2 shirts sewn together.
Oh, I see.
And then you put it on and it's like really oversized, but it has like a bunch of ties on it, like, you know, see all these ties.
So crazy.
But I want to put like 100 or maybe 200 ties even, but that's something I'm working on right now. So I want ties all around this shit.
Oh, I see. Okay.
And this is another one that is a part of the series too, is this it's like sewn in the same manner, you know.
Oh, I see what you mean.
Yeah, see, it's like kind of like, can't really see it unless you put it on, you know.
Right.
But
So this is in the drunk businessman category.
yeah, exactly. So I sewed this doll. This is like an old, probably like 60s like doll that like I unseamed and just sewed onto here. And then I want to do the same thing with the ties as the other one. Yeah, I mean this is just for a solid like project. Everything I do is a little bit different, you know. Like,
yeah.
If you go on my Instagram page, you'll see shit that don't even look like this.
Yeah.
That like looks totally different, and like there's just a bunch of shit I could do. But this is, to me, showing this, like I hate showing unfinished shit, but like that's all I had today because my friend has all my shit with her in China. And
yeah, no, totally.
it's like this is all the unfinished
I
stuff that I
understand.
haven't.
No, but thank you for like bringing anything through. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
for sure, man.
And thank you for coming through today.
Yeah,
It
thanks
was
for
a real
having me.
pleasure.
Yeah,
Gang. Definitely
Yeah.
a lot of fun.
Yeah, hella fun.